Hello, everybody. I am Jake, aka Bomber, and we are here to talk about WrestleRave's Death Triad 2 tournament. I'm going to be making some predictions. We're going to be talking about some wrestlers that I have just discovered through going through some research here and some, deathmatch favorites. But Jabba Radio will be sponsoring this show, so please, if you're anywhere near the area of Houston, Texas, maybe maybe you're not near the area, you need to get to the area. It's going to be going down April 29th in Houston, Texas. Little details down there. I'm going to put some details down in the description below. Everything will be clickable and easy to get to. Oh, and by the way, can we talk about how awesome it is looking at a deathmatch tournament with Rugrats graphics? That is pretty badass, I'm not going to lie. Over at Twitter, at cartoon_u, cartoon-u.com, if you want to check out his website. Go check out his stuff, see what he does, give him a like, give him a follow, show the dude some love. He made all these graphics you see that I'm using here. The dude's awesome. These are so sweet, and it really makes this tournament stand out in a whole nother way. Okay, so if you're not familiar with the Death Triad tournament, it's pretty simple. 2 rounds, all triple threat matches. We got the first round, 3 triple threat matches. The winner of each of those goes on to the finals. Like I said, 2-round tournament to crown the winner of the Death Triad, which will be a triple threat. Pretty simple stuff. And if everything I read was correct online, I believe the WrestleRave Deathmatch Championship will be on the line all the way through. So by the end, we'll see who's walking out the WrestleRave Deathmatch Champion. And this guy right there, Dr. Redacted, is coming in as your champion. So more on that in a minute. Now, if you follow the monthly Deathmatch rundown that I host right here on the channel, you're going to get a full recap of this show once it airs. I believe it. So the show's on the 29th, and I believe it is actually going to air on IWTV, from what I'm told, a little bit later on. So who knows? We'll see. So hopefully the May episode of the monthly Deathmatch Rundown, we're going to get a full breakdown of this tournament. So the highlights and everything like that will be in that video. So if you want to see that, I don't know when you're watching this video, but if it's later, go check out the monthly Deathmatch Rundown for May. All right, so let's get to the tournament. The first matchup, the first triple threat match, we got Sam Stackhouse, the king of thick style, going on against Satu Jinn and Hoodfoot. So Sam Stackhouse is one of those guys that I really didn't know a lot about. I know I've seen a little bit of him in GCWs, been in some Battle Royals there and a couple other things here and there, but I had to do a little bit more research. And basically, there was a couple people in this tournament that I noticed are in more of the, there's not territories anymore, but if there was, they'd be in that Texas territory. I know Bedford, Texas, that's a place. Don't worry, us Texans know that. I think I can call myself a Texan now. I live in Dallas, so close enough. Houston, Austin, stuff like that. There's a group of these guys that, huddle around that area. Of course, they go outside. But when we're talking about WrestleRave, which is what we're here to talk about, this is going to be his 5th appearance. And unfortunately for Sam Stackhouse, he's coming in 1-4 right now. So not a whole lot of success up to this point in WrestleRave. And, Sam Stackhouse is one of 2 competitors in this tournament that was actually in the first Death Triad tournament, because the winner, Dale Patricks, is not competing here, so he's not going to be defending his crown. But Sam Stackhouse was in that first tournament where he unfortunately did get eliminated in the first round. And according to my, internet research, I believe the Death Triad is the only deathmatch tournaments that Sam Stackhouse has actually competed in. So when you talk about experience and, the deathmatch tournament, run through, probably one of the least experienced in the entire tournament here. So it's going to hurt him just a little bit, I think, when I'm coming into my predictions. But dear Lord in heaven, we got Hoodfoot, the ICW, as of this recording, as of this tournament coming into it, the ICW World Deathmatch Heavyweight Champion, World Champion, Hoodfoot. And I know I got tripped up on heavyweights, by the way. These are 3 big boys. This is the hoss match of the tournament right here. Let me tell you, there's going to be some big meat being slammed in this match. But when you look at Hoodfoot, I mean, right now, one of the, hottest deathmatch wrestlers right now on the scene. He's winning everywhere he goes, and now he's coming to the Death Triad. We're going to see what happens there. I'm pretty excited. I've been a big Hoodfoot fan since I really discovered him just last year when I got really back into the wrestling scene in general. But then we got Satu Jinn, The man just lost his Horror Slam Deathmatch Championship to DBA just this past month. So obviously he's coming and he's not going to be too happy. I bet you $100 right now he's bringing his big blade with him. He's going to be cutting somebody up here in this match. And I've really noticed Satu Jinn has been making a big name for himself lately in the deathmatch scene. So a win here over Sam Stackhouse, over Hoodfoot would be absolutely humongous for him. But is it going to happen though? I mean, the obvious pick, I think, when you're outside looking in, is going to be Hoodfoot. Sam Stackhouse, he is the big low man on the totem pole, but how big would it be for the local guy to get that big win over Hoodfoot, over Satu Jinn, who's currently rising up the ranks, in my opinion, in the deathmatch scene? Man, I mean, I'm just going to have to go with my gut. My gut really is down between Satu Jinn and Hoodfoot. Sorry, Sam. But it's between Satu Jinn and Hoodfoot, but I'm just going to have to go with Hoodfoot. He's just too much on fire right now to not pick to win a first round tournament match. So we'll see what happens, but my pick right here, Hoodfoot, taking on that first win. So in the next triple threat match in the first round, we got Orin Veidt versus Dimitri Alexandrov versus Matt Locke. That's all-star Matt Locke, by the way. All-star Matt Locke. And speaking of Matt Locke, he's in that category with Sam Stackhouse, primarily wrestles in the Texas territory. I guess we're just going to call it that now. Bedford, Texas, MPX, which is in my neck of the woods. I'm here in Dallas, like I said, and I haven't went out there yet, so I need to get my sorry ass out there and quit talking about it. But he primarily wrestles with MPX there in Bedford, Texas. But also, I've only seen one match from him. I only seen his match WrestleMania weekend. It was for Circle Six's. It was Hoodfoot's Crosses and Crucifixes show, where he wrestled Terex. And it was a pretty fun, entertaining match. He's got a lot of charisma, got a lot of fire to him. I was impressed with that showing. That's all I've seen. So this is going to be I'm still brand new to Matt Locke. I'm ready to be entertained. I'm ready to be impressed. I'm really looking forward to what he can do. And we're going to see here in this first round. Oh, and it's also going to be his WrestleRave debut. So we're going to see all kinds of new stuff from this guy, Matt Locke. I want to be impressed. We'll see what happens. And then we got Orin Veidt, which if you know me and you've been watching some stuff on this channel for a while, you probably know by now that Orin Veidt is one of my personal favorites in the deathmatch wrestling scene. But we're going to call a spade here. My dude's been slipping. I just looked at my notes and yeah, in the last 9 months, my boy Orin Veidt has one win under his belt. Now, I don't know if he's banged up. He's been slowing down a little bit on the matches. Maybe he's been hurt. Maybe he's just, life sometimes gets busy. Maybe that's happening too. But either way, my man's been slowing down and he's only got one win in the past 9 months. That is going to be really hard to pick as a winner here in the first round. And I want to point out also that he was supposed to be at the XPW King of the Deathmatch tournament just last week. But again, obviously, I don't know why he wasn't there, but it could have been injury, could have been, scheduling. Who knows? But he was not there for that tournament. But hopefully he will be here for the Death Triad too. That would have been a really tough back-to-back there. XPW's King of the Deathmatch, WrestleRave's Death Triad, back-to-back weeks. And then he wrestled Eric Dillinger for the ICW World Championship at their 420 Classics show. So he would have been busy right here. He would have been making up for that little bit of slacking he's been doing lately. But he unfortunately did lose to Eric Dillinger, so didn't take home that ICW World title. And like I said, I can't in good conscience pick him here. If I'm going with the heart, because I'm going with the gut and the brain here. If I went with the heart, I want Orin Veidt to win this match. I want Orin Veidt to win the tournament. But I'm going with neither one. And I'm going with this guy right here, though. Dimitri Alexandrov is going to get the win here in this opening round. That's right. I'm going with the Russian deathmatch Jesus, the bear fighter himself, Alexandrov, because let's look at what we got in front of us here. He's a mainstay in WrestleRave right now. He's only missed one show that I've seen since the beginning of 2022. So kind of a mainstay. Out of everybody in this tournament, he's the main deathmatch guy. He was the first ever WrestleRave Deathmatch Champion, which he just recently lost to Dr. Redacted. We'll get to that in a minute. But I mean, it's all right there. We got the new guy coming in. I hope he looks very impressive. We got Orin Veidt, the veteran, coming in. I know he's going to put on a great match with these two, but we got the main guy. We got WrestleRave's guy right here coming in. Another guy, by the way, in that Texas scene, along with Matt Locke and everybody else. It's Sam Stackhouse. But yeah, I think the obvious pick is going to be Alexandrov. Him along with Sam Stackhouse is one of the only two guys that was in the first deathmatch triad. He's the other one, and he lost in the first round of Dale Patrick's, who went on to win. So it's redemption time for Alexandrov. Getting the win, going to the finals. All right, let's move on. On to the third triple threat match in this first round. Dr. Redacted, the current WrestleRave Deathmatch Champion, going up against Remington Rhor and also Madman Pondo. I am really torn in this match. First of all, let's start with Madman Pondo. Obviously, Hall of Famer, legend, easily the biggest name. When you look at all 9 names in this tournament, the biggest name in the deathmatch scene in this tournament. But as of late, he's been in pretty much every single deathmatch tournament there's been, by the way. So yes, of course, we got to get him in the death triad. So when we're looking at the grand scope of things, I know we're going to get the craziness. We're going to get the stop signs. We're going to get the bowling balls. Who knows? We're going to get all kinds of crazy. We're going to get the saw. We're going to get some craziness out of Madman Pondo, but I can't pick him to win this match. Remington Rhor, in my opinion, one of those guys in the deathmatch scene that is completely, absolutely, completely under the radar. I think he needs to be a lot higher up than a lot of people see him in terms of, like, you know, deathmatch wrestler rankings, if anybody ever looks at that besides me. But I think Remington Rhor is one of those guys who's very underrated. He's done great stuff with Horror Slam, RPW, several other companies, and this is good to see him in the deathmatch triad, in the death triad, and I'm hoping we can have another great performance here, which I completely, absolutely expect. And then we got Dr. Redacted, who, I mean, I'm just saying it right now, easily, in my opinion, the breakout deathmatch wrestler of 2023 as of right now. I know that's super early calling that in April of 2023, but a lot of time left in the year, but I'm calling it right now. This guy is absolutely everywhere. He's on every show. He's working with every company. He's the current deathmatch champion here for WrestleRave. I think it's time. He's been facing a lot of the veterans out there, the Matt Tremonts, all these guys, as of very recently, Matt Tremont and several others. I can name any single person, and he's fought him right now. Now he gets Madman Pondo. Now he gets Remington Rhor. This is, and honestly, those matches that he's had against other guys, he's usually come up just a little bit short, but he's getting his name out there. People are excited when they see Dr. Redacted on the card, just like anybody that's going to look at the Death Triad 2 tournament. They're going to get excited when they see this triple threat match right here. At least, dear Lord, I hope they do. So I am going to say he's been taking those tough losses in all the other companies. I know none of that really actually matters. It only matters to me, who looks at way too much stupid stats and stupid, you know, facts. But I'm going with Dr. Redacted to finally get that win over a Hall of Famer, another guy that is on that rise in just a little bit under the radar with Rhor. I think Dr. Redacted gets the win here, defends his title in the first round, moving on to the finals to see if he can defend it against 2 other good opponents. So where does that leave us? That leaves us in the finals with Dr. Redacted, the current WrestleRave Deathmatch Champion, defending his title in the finals against Dimitri Alexandrov, the guy who he just won the title from, in Hoodfoot. Now, again, these are my predictions. We don't know if this is how it's going to shake down, but in my eyes, those 3 names right there, that's huge. And of course, I'm not one of the people that's going to say, oh my God, what a letdown if these aren't the 3 guys that are in it. It's just predictions. It's all for fun, folks. So come on. Anyway, so out of these 3, dear Lord, picking a winner, I think on paper, Dimitri seems to be the odd man out. Obviously, he just dropped the title to Dr. Redacted, but I don't know if Dr. Redacted is a mainstay in WrestleRave, so I could easily see him taking the title back and making a second run, being the 2-time, the 3rd ever, deathmatch champion for WrestleRave. So the 3rd reign, that is. I could easily see that. I could see a win there, but that would mean he's going to beat Hoodfoot and Dr. Redacted. That's a tall order right there. So I think, unfortunately, I'm going to say no to the Bear Fighter for winning the entire tournament. I'm going to say no for him. That leaves Hoodfoot and that leaves Dr. Redacted. Who's going to get that win? According to my research, these 2 have fought twice already, and Hoodfoot scores 2 wins to 0 over Dr. Redacted. So, I mean, is it going to be 3-0? There was an NFC win for New Fear City, by the way. I don't know if you know what that is, for Hoodfoot, and an ICW No Holds Barred win, both for Hoodfoot. I think, you know what? First of all, how cool is that, by the way? If this would be the finals, that we get the ICW World Deathmatch Champion going up against the WrestleRave Deathmatch Champion. That would be super cool. But we got to pick a winner here. And I mean, on paper, I do think that Hoodfoot looks like he is the guy to get the win. But I am so big on Dr. Redacted right now. I'm going to go with Dr. Redacted to get the win and defend his title in both matches here. Get that big win over Hoodfoot. Get another big win over Dimitri Alexandrov. Dr. Redacted, I'm telling you guys, he's a big name. Look for him at the end of 2023. If you've seen some of the other videos on my channel, I did a top 15 deathmatch wrestlers of 2022. I plan on doing another one for the end of this year. I guarantee you that guy right there, if he keeps on the pace that he's on, Dr. Redacted, he is going to be up there easily, maybe easily in the top 10. I mean, hell, I think I had Hoodfoot number 4 last year. So, and that was without a title. And look what he's got right now. So if Dr. Redacted keeps it up, if he wins a Death Triad 2, if he keeps that title on him, keeps defending it, we're going to see some big stuff here. Now, these are all predictions. Like I said, this is all in good fun. This stuff is, I'm a nerd for it. I love stats. I love looking at stuff that don't matter. I hope some of this entertains you out there. Jobber Radio will be sponsoring WrestleRave's Death Triad 2. So please check it out. I heard it will be streaming on IWTV. If you can't make it out to Houston, Texas on April 29th, I am very excited to watch this show. I can't be there in person because I have to work. You know, that kind of sucks sometimes. But either way, I will be watching IWTV when it comes out. Watch the monthly deathmatch rundown afterwards in May, and we'll get a full breakdown of this tournament. And hopefully we got a lot of good deathmatch wrestling to look forward to. Hopefully everybody comes out unhurt. Hopefully we have some great matches. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed. Please comment down below. Who do you think is going to get the win in the Death Triad 2 tournament? What do you want to see? Who do you think is going to make a big name for themselves? Who is going to outshine others in the tournament? Who's going to be the standout of the tournament? Like I said, I want my personal pick Orin Veidt to get it, but I don't know. I don't think it's in the cards for him this year. So we'll see. Hey, who knows? Prove me wrong, baby. Prove me wrong. Let's do it. But that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Please check out monthly deathmatch rundowns that's going on. If you haven't seen the top 15 deathmatch wrestler of 2022 all last year, you need to check that out. I put a whole lot of work into that one. So there you go. All right, that's it, guys. I'm in the video. We'll see you guys. WrestleRave Death Triad 2. Hope you enjoy it.